Hey, hello, this is Jim. I'm going to help you with how to do the Container Native Roadshow DevTrack Module 2 labs today. First thing to do is when you have your lab guide up and going like I do, is to specify your username. I'm user 18 here, because that will rewrite everything with a user ID equals user 18 in the document and make life easier for the copying and pasting. To copy and paste, best to just click on a block and then center click if you have a 3-button mouse in the destination, or Control C, Control V. I find I can't reliably use right click paste in this environment, and there's some instructions here on how the environment works and what the elements are, but we'll jump right in to show you the exercise solutions here. First of all, we're going to go into our IDE, which is a web-based Eclipse-Che. We package it as code-ready workspaces. And for me, it's user 18 and then Red Hat, one bang, with the E changed to a 3 and the A changed to a 4. Yours is probably the same. When we get this screen, first thing we need to do is hit the 8 workspace here on the far left. That's the best bet. That downloads the HTML5 JavaScript code and gets us ready to go. There are a couple of elements to this interface to know about. Here's the flyout. If you need to sign out, you need to do it there. If you want to see the projects in terms of source code in the IDE, that's done with the Projects tab. Right now there is no source code. There is ability to track the repository, and we'll do some debugging. When we need a terminal, we'll do that from the right. You can drag through these drop downs here, but they're all pre-configured to use the right pods so that you have the executables you need to do the command. So this will provide a new terminal. If we click here, and we'll come back and we'll actually log into OpenShift through this as well. But the first element is to make sure we get our source code into here that we're going to play with today. And here's our Git repository. Here we want to git clone, paste that, enter, and the source code comes right in here to its own project. Now this project up here, .thea, that is part of Eclipse-Che itself. So I advise you not to delete that, and don't ask me how I know. So the next bit is that Git repository has several branches, and we're going to want to make sure we're using the branch that corresponds with our version of OpenShift. And what this command does is it changes to the root directory, which is /projects, and then does a git checkout and make sure it's matched to 4.4. And it worked. Now, we don't have to remove other projects because we don't have any other projects other than Thea in that thing at this stage. And now we'll log into OpenShift, your user and password. When I log into OpenShift, I don't need two of them. This will run in the background of this terminal, so this terminal just becomes something to ignore for the rest of the labs. Move that off clear to the left, and I'll do my work in a clean terminal over here. Now, since this is the first module we're doing today, we will click here and run these scripts that will provision the system as we need it. If we're to take a look in OpenShift, you'll see several projects. This instantiates the developers' resources. Other projects are more infrastructure oriented. Okay, that worked perfectly. Sometimes you have to run this twice if there's issues going on. Okay, but this looks good. So onward. What we can do is check out, make sure we have a project and that it has a cool store build config, image stream, deployment configuration, service, and route, because that's what we're supposed to have. Okay, so we got, first we want the build config, and then image stream, and we even have a route at the end. So that is very good. And we'll take a look at the topology view. This will be our first look at the UI, GUI UI here. I need to log out. I'm logged in as a wrong user. Okay, and now I see I have various projects. Several of them want to deploy the workshop, and then the one we just deployed here, the development environment for our cool store. And that's all looking fine. If I take a look in the topology view of the developer, I will have to select the right developer. And I can see that we just deployed the blue band, dark blue band, which meant that we deployed a pod, and we have an actual running pod. At this point, theoretically, if I click on this URL, I'll come up with a destination that'll show the application. And it does. So here's our ordering point. It's a monolith at this point, but it is a cool store application where we could theoretically order this merchandise. So we'll continue to work on this and develop it, though. One thing I'd like to point out is we can use the ability to remote shell into a pod in order to determine that the database is working, and I'm pretty sure it is because we showed quantities in the inventory. But if I go take a look in the pod, I should have something that looks like PostgreSQL, and sure enough, there it is. And there's a query here that we can use to see if we have 9 rows and everything looks copacetic. Yeah, for the database as it should be. So that's good news. That's the end of the first bit of the exercise. I'll continue in the next video.